What the fuck is this piece of shit?
We love our home, and if you don't, pack your bags, you're free to go. Don't let the big door hit you with a good look. We love our home, and if you don't, pack your bags, you're free to go. Don't let the big door hit you with a good look. Split you and wave goodbye to Joe.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Drew Underground, and welcome to the Underground Entertainment Awards stream for 2024. Yes, I know it's the end of February, but I'm also still trying to get through games that came out like midway point to the end of 2024 still. So that way we can eventually do, hopefully, on the other channel, Drew Games, the game reviews award stream, whatever we're going to call it this year. Hopefully before fucking July. But joining me is my younger brother, Desert Nord. Hey, bro.
Hey there. How you doing?
I'm all right. And if you guys heard me saying, what the fuck? That's because I was trying to play the Drew intro clip, and it wasn't playing at first.
Yeah, a little clunky.
So it's probably fitting that I play the what the fuck is this shit thing first. Because that was supposed to represent the entertainment stuff here. But with that said, how have you been, bro?
Doing all right. Goodbye. I've been trying to finish up games. I've been on the back end of achievement lists these days. So it's always nice to finish up a game, but it is kind of rare to do so. It takes a lot of effort sometimes to get those last few achievements.
Yeah, and also for most of the time I've been in Arizona, I haven't had the time to do game streams really at all.
Yeah.
During the week. But now that I have different hours at work, 7:30 to 4 on any normal 8-hour day, that means I leave work same time as mom as I go in now. That means that I actually have 2.5 hours back of my life that I can actually use an hour after work to actually do stuff starting next week. So starting on Tuesday after work, as long as I have the energy, I'm going to try to do something. Yeah. At some point, or as long as I have the will to try to do something. Because if I do, then I will do it going forward. So, with that announcement out of the way, we have a number of awards, and I say awards, there's no trophies here, folks.
Yeah.
This is just two idiots on the internet acknowledging the best that the internet had to offer in entertainment. And yes, I say internet because this year I didn't watch any fucking movies for 2024.
We're not so different than your average gamer in the gamer category.
Yeah. And also another quick announcement here. I also didn't watch any Kick streams either, so I'm not mentioning Kick this year either. So no one's gonna be acknowledged for that either. But so no movie award, no TV shows, no mainstream music award. Bullshit. Go fuck yourself. CMTs and everything else like that there. But what
they tend to be shit shows these days anyway, so.
Yeah. All you get is the two logos on the screen here because I don't feel like turning my camera on today. Talking about the best in independent music, best of the content creators on YouTube, Twitch, best post on X, even though I won't be able to show them because my computer apparently can't log in X for some reason. But my phone can, but that's irrelevant to showing you guys anything. I think the login feature on computers has a problem then for X right now. Because all it keeps doing is asking me for my username the whole time. It won't even let me log in. But
well, usually it's Well, I mean, if that were the case, then it'd be a lot more complaints than just you. So,
Well, it's not the first time that it's been doing that with my computer. In fact, it's been doing that since I don't know how long lately. 6 months.
yeah. Well,
But-
it's just a matter of remembering whatever your info is. So,
Well, I have it all written down. So that's not the problem. The problem is the sign in feature on my laptop is not working.
I used to have problems with the actual feed on X before Elon's takeover, where the feed was full of crap I wanted nothing to do with, and shit that I had no interest in.
But regardless of my issues with logging into X on my computer, what award do you want to start with? We could do Artist of the Year, Music Video of the Year, pretty much
Whichever.
anything.
I mean, whatever you prefer.
Okay,
Running the show
well,
here, so
let's just start with, we'll set the tone early. The YouTube or just Stream of the Year. The nominees are Friday Night Tights for the January 26th, 2024 episode, which they had, well, one of the times that they had Razor Fist on. Talk Nerdy from July 14th, in which they were covering the assassination attempt on Trump's life. And the final of the three nominees for Stream of the Year, Joe Rogan Experience, when he had Donald Trump on. And obviously, Nord and I are going to give the nod to Joe Rogan and Donald Trump here.
sure, because this was pretty much the stream of the millennium, if we're honest about it.
And I know some were screeching out on the internet, this is why Trump won, because he was on Joe Rogan. Oh, really? This is why. Really?
The thing is, if that's what did it, what the problem with those people who complain about it is that he offered exactly the same thing to Kamala Harris, and her team wanted nothing to do with it.
Yeah, exactly.
They wanted it to be on their terms. They wanted it to be a short interview. They wanted full control of everything that was asked and was said, and they wanted it basically to be just a piped-in joke of a little interview, instead of what it should have been and what it always is for every guest on Rogan, a 3-hour sit-down talking about whatever Joe wants to talk about and whatever comes up, random shit shooting. That's what it was with Trump, and that's what they offered to Kamala, and she didn't want it. They didn't want nothing to do with that. So people who want to complain about Trump taking advantage of Rogan's podcast to win the election or whatever, he gave that advantage to Kamala, and they didn't want it. So, their fault. If they want to blame anybody, blame themselves.
Yeah.
And that's just the tip of the iceberg on how much of a shit show her campaign was anyway, so.
Yeah. So.
But indeed, it was the podcast of the year. I can't see anything beating it.
Well, we have a separate category for podcast of the year.
Well, you know what I mean.
This is just
the stream of the year, yeah.
Yeah. This is the YouTube stream of the year.
Yeah.
Because we have three completely different nominees. Well,
yeah.
One nominee for podcast of the year that wasn't nominated for stream of the year. And the other two were.
Yep.
So with that tease, we might as well get into the podcast of the year then.
And the difference being between the two would be something that is live streamed either occasionally or usually versus something that's never live streamed but is regular.
Because a live stream of the year is just that. It's a live stream. You can interact with whoever is there live. Podcast of the year isn't necessarily live. It could just be pre-recorded.
And then posted. Yeah.
Like some cases are. But every podcast that's nominated for Podcast of the Year does operate under live stream, though. All three of them.
Yeah.
So with that in mind, Podcast of the Year nominees are the obvious two first and foremost. Well, actually, I think all three are obvious. Friday Night Tights, Talk Nerdy with Mara and Steph, and In the Litter Box with Jules and Cat Turd.
Yeah.
In other words, the same three nominees as last year. I do believe, right?
I suppose it would have been. Yeah.
And also, like last year, the winner is once again in the litter box with Jules and Cat Turd. Bro?
Sure. Yeah.
Oh, which reminds me, I can do this because I have this tab pulled up for this one. In the litter box with Jules and Cat Turd.
Yep.
So, yeah, what can we say about Jules and Cat Turd that hasn't already been said last year?
Well,
that
I
we
mean,
said?
it's sort of more so that something you watch more frequently than perhaps I do.
Yeah, absolutely. Like
But,
at least once a week.
And so obviously
If not
there's
more.
a favoritism there, but it
Well,
wasn't like
it's-
completely objective entirely.
It's not so much about objectiveness or anything. Jules and Cat Turd are actually entertaining, and Cat Turd is funny as hell. So
Well, sure, it wouldn't be popular as he is if it wasn't. So yeah.
yeah. But yeah, so congratulations to Jules and Cat Turd, Podcast of the Year for a second straight year here in the Underground. Plus, Jules' voice makes me so comfortable that I can fall asleep to it. You know?
Yeah.
In fact, I have, while waiting in the car, when I've had to wait for Mom to get done at work, I've listened to Jules and Cat Turd and fallen asleep to the sound of their voices many times. So.
Yep.
But with that, we got Stream of the Year, Podcast of the Year. How about do you want to do the Flashback Award right now?
Sure, I suppose. Yeah.
There was a song that I reacted to here on YouTube that came out in 2023. If I had known about it, that would have been the song and music video of the year for 2023 and not whatever I wound up choosing from Tom MacDonald like I usually do. So the Flashback Award, there's only one nominee, so that's all there is to it. Go Woke, Go Broke, Jokes on Wokes.
Yep.
Bro?
Sure.
Do you recall that one?
I did hear about it.
Yeah. I believe I showed it to you on Breaking Rocks on here
Yeah.
too.
That's what I meant. I did.
Yeah.
You know.
So yeah. Fuck Bud Light, fuck CMT, you know?
Uh-huh. Yep. I remember it.
Yeah, so that's the Flashback Award for 2024. Your thoughts?
Well, it's a category that should maybe get expanded on a little bit.
If there's something good that we missed that I did nominate for something, it'll obviously be considered for the Flashback Award for 2024 going into 2025. So about a year from now.
Yeah.
And there's a number of songs from Tom MacDonald that would be on there then at this point because they're not on the listing for song or music video of the year at this point. But as it is, though. So thank you to Jokes on Wokes for making that. That actually made my year in 2024 when I found it. And it's in many playlists that I have on Spotify at this point, too. So let's see. Did that category Flashback Podcast. Interviewer of the Year. So our nominees for Interviewer of the Year are as follows. Will Kane from Fox News. Tucker Carlson. Jordan Peterson. Elon Musk. And Joe Rogan.
Didn't we add Tim Pool to the list too? I think
we did that last year.
Okay. Well, yeah, it still continues to be a top notch. You know.
Didn't he stop doing the Timcast stuff?
No, he's still doing it. He didn't stop doing it. It's still been on.
I thought he stopped doing that and fired everybody.
No, there was. Believe me, there's been a lot of drama at Timcast, but
Yeah,
no,
that's what I'm talking about.
He's still doing podcasts every other day.
Well, what I have written down here is what I have. But Tim Pool is irrelevant here. No offense to him, because we are giving the Interviewer of the Year award to Tucker Carlson.
Yeah.
So, between interviewing Trump, cat turd of Vladimir Putin, he's been all over the world at this point.
Yeah.
And he's also one of the better ones. But the reason that Will Kane is here is because of his interview of Gary Nerdrotic on Fox News. Yeah. Yeah, Gary made it to Fox News.
Well, that's because, when they've got a circle of podcasters that have, as many millions of people watching as they do, it kind of draws the attention. It's kind of like they become a major mainstream force in gaming and in comics and in, especially with, Eric July there. They've really become a cultural fixture at this point.
Yeah.
So maybe they're not, getting 120 million views on every single video they post, like, some people. But they are affecting industries and entertainment more than just about anybody right now. So they're informing a lot of viewers on what's good and what isn't. And they definitely have a force behind their podcast and their shows. Mm-hmm. Everybody involved in, I don't even know how many it is. I think it's more than 25 people now who you could call G&G people.
It's a small army.
Yeah, it's quite a few large podcasts and quite a few large YouTube shows and large hosts, large popular people.
So, with that in mind, the Underdog of the Year. There's only 2 nominees for this one. One of which is the same nominee year after year after year that we've been doing this one, and that's Phil TMNT.
He's always the underdog. Never getting above water, apparently, yes.
He's about to break the surface at this point. But
it's kind of funny, actually.
Yeah, because he's well on his way to getting over 1,000 subs at this point. Has he gotten there? I'm not sure. I haven't checked in with him lately. But the other nominee, whom is actually the winner of the Underdog of the Year, is because he came out of nowhere in 2024 with Richmond North of Richmond. Yeah. Obviously, I'm talking about Oliver Anthony.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, it's was definitely pretty astounding to watch, considering his songs now have millions of views, and he has industry eyeballs, and he actually has a career now.
And he's actually turned down a multi-million-dollar deal as well.
He's tried his very best to not get tangled up in record company corporate types.
Because for him, apparently it's not about the money, it's just about doing it.
Yeah. He just wanted to express himself and put his thoughts to music and all.
And
that's all he ever wanted to do. So. But people love that, and his perspective and his lyrics and his voice. It's just a wonderful package that a lot of people appreciate.
People love Oliver Anthony's Richmond North of Richmond so much that when I reacted to it, I got somewhere between 2,000 to 5,000 views on my reaction to it. Let me say that again: 2,000 to 5,000 views on something I fucking released. My reaction to his video. Me, 5,000 views. Really?
Yep.
Thank you guys so much for checking that one out from me. Even though that was before I was using StreamYards, and that's very shitty quality. for a reaction video.
Yep.
But I gotta say it. Who knew there were that many idiots out there?
Well, well, here's the thing. People were clamoring for not only watching the video and the song and listening to the song, but also clamoring to see what other people had to say about it and whether or not they feel the same. And frankly, everybody was blown away by it.
Yeah, but
pretty much everybody was like, wow.
I also don't want anyone to misconstrue what I'm saying. I'm not saying that anyone that likes Oliver Anthony is an idiot. I like him too. I'm saying anyone who watches the quality of my reaction video, that many people, that's what I'm saying. Has nothing to do with Oliver Anthony at that point. It's solely about the quality of the shit that I was putting out at that point, and trust me, it was shit. But yet you guys were there in droves, checking it out, suffering through the audio, suffering through everything. And to those who said nothing and just suffered through, thank you so much. To those of you who complained about it, thank you for complaining, and I love you too. And to those who left kind comments, I also love you too. So.
But yeah, Oliver was definitely the underdog of the year.
Yeah.
It was also a, just Cinderella story, frankly.
He was an Oliver Anthony story.
Well, you know what I mean.
I know. Well, I'm changing the term from Cinderella story to Oliver Anthony story.
The guy went from unknown, working dead-end job, miserable, feeling, just at his breaking point.
Absolutely everything that he said in the song was him.
To literally doing packed Nashville shows with John Rich in a single period of a couple of months.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's how much of a Cinderella situation it was. Like, I've never seen a music Cinderella story quite like that one. So that one's solidly the best underdog / Cinderella story of the year in the music industry for sure. So I definitely cannot think of a bigger one for the last 12 months.
All right, so up next, the Rumbler Award we'll get to next. The nominees, and by the way, Rumbler Award is obviously for Rumble channels only at that point. Now, 2 of these people also have their channels on other platforms. One of these nominees, their channel is only on Rumble. So, with that in mind, the nominees are D-Day Cobra, Jeremy of Geeks and Gamers, Jade Fire, Mara Jade, and Jules Jones, specifically for her streams of the Political Rendezvous that she does on Saturdays. Coincidentally, this is also happening at about the same time as she's doing one of hers right now, I think. Bro?
Yep.
But with that in mind, the winner for the Rumbler Award for 2024 is Jules Jones of In the Litterbox fame. Bro?
Yeah, I can't disagree. I mean, like I said, I don't tend to frequent Rumble, so I mean, it's sort of your purview category than
and
more so for you than me.
Also, because stuff like this, very stream you guys are checking out right now, either live or after the fact on YouTube. Also, I tend to eventually, I finally get around to it, uploading it to Rumble as well, because this channel also exists on Rumble. But we do this stuff live on YouTube because I'm not going to pay like $100 to do this on Rumble Live, which I would have to through StreamYard.
Yeah.
Now, to clarify that, I wouldn't have to pay Rumble to stream on the platform. I'd have to play StreamYard to stream on Rumble at that point. And I'm not willing to shell out that much money considering that we make absolutely fucking nothing in doing these things. So,
Yeah.
it is what it is. Now, if I made money at doing this, then I would consider paying StreamYard for a premium membership and all the other horseshit on here to do that. But seeing as how we don't, I won't. But congratulations to Jules Jones, Rumbler of the Year. And in the same breath, the X Poster of the Year. The nominees are Mara Jade and Cat Turd. And that's it. Bro?
Well, it all depends on what. There's so much activity over on X now. It's kind of like the place.
But the reason that it's Jules and Cat Turd is because it is essentially you have the male and female.
Well, let's be honest, bro. That's because you're obsessed with them, and then you put them in almost every category. So let's just admit that that's part of why. But also that they also do use X frequently.
But yeah, they they X every day.
Yeah.
Pretty much. But also in that, the tone and the language they use, they're basically male and female versions of each other.
Well, sure. That's why they work well as co-host and co-host.
Mara Jade and Cat Turd aren't co-hosts together.
Well, I thought you were talking about Jules and Cat Turd.
No,
yeah. Mara is separate. Yes, obviously.
Yeah, Mara's a completely separate thing that she does. But her and Cat Turd, it'd be like mixing the two of them together, and the internet would implode.
Yeah. Well,
but in Mara's Post on X, all you can really do is grab some popcorn and read it. Same thing for Cat Turd.
Yeah.
But we're going to give the X Poster of the Year award to Cat Turd once again. Because it's Cat Turd. Bro?
Sure. If that's all we're nominating, then yeah, sure.
Well, after I started the stream, I realized I had only two. I'm like, well, fuck it, we're stuck with them. Because otherwise, worthy nominees would be Elon Musk at this point.
Obvious elephant in the room there.
Yeah.
If we were to exclude Elon, which is perfectly fair also.
Which is why I'm mentioning him now, because I feel bad about him not being written down.
Yeah.
And also...
but being ownership of the entire site, that kind of...
which is why we're mentioning him now, because I feel bad about it.
Yeah. But
it is what it is. Next year, Elon. Next year is hopefully your year, sir. Yeah, I'm saying that to the owner of SpaceX, Tesla, and X.
I mean, because there's a lot of different X posters that have definitely made waves. You know, whether it's Ed Wokeness or Libs of TikTok or
hell, even our own mother has been making waves on X.
Well, sure, but Mom doesn't have the following that these other ones do. So
that's true.
We were trying to sort of point to prolific posters on X, not just ones we know of.
I know, but people are noticing her. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But on that note, congrats to Cat Turd. Let's see. Here. YouTuber of the Year. I got a lot of nominees here. Because obviously I watch more YouTube than anything. Bro.
Yeah.
So we got, for YouTuber nominees, we have Minority Home, Tom Grossi, Marriage for Dummies Reacts, Young Rippa, Eric July that is, Heel vs. Babyface, and D-Day Cobra, Razor Fist, and that's all I can read here. Your thoughts on all of the nominees?
Well, it's a good selection. Only a lot to choose from, so.
Yeah. But ultimately, based on his impact in 2024, that is, almost at 2023, we're giving it this year to D-Day Cobra. Bro?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So congratulations to Jeremy. Has nothing to do with Geeks and Gamers. It's solely on your channel that you've been doing stuff that we are acknowledging at this point. Because if it was Geeks and Gamers, I would have wrote down Geeks and fucking Gamers.
Yep.
At that point. Which coincidentally, Geeks and Gamers isn't even listed here at all. Oh well. But as it is, also congratulations to everyone else that we mentioned before. Which reminds me. Share my screen here. I forgot to do this for Oliver Anthony because I had a tab for him for the Underdog of the Year. And then
of the few people who don't already know,
yeah,
since that went around the world and back already,
just in case. And then also we're talking about the YouTuber of the Year right now. Cobra Cast. D-Day Cobra. Who's live right now?
He goes live almost every day.
Yeah. That's why he's the YouTuber of the Year.
He does get a lot of views on that one.
Which is why he's should have been nominated for Streamer of the Year. Well, I guess technically that's this category, so. But as it is, D-Day Cobra, our YouTuber of the Year for 2024. And he's well on his way to being nominated for 2025 as well at this point. Bro?
Sure.
So congratulations to the 199. So after that, let's see. We will get to now the Twitch Award, or the Twitch Streamer of the Year award, if you will, at this point. Our nominees are Hello Brutiful, Minority Home, and Jade Shadow, aka Mara Jade.
Yep.
And our winner is this lovely young lady. Hello Brutiful. So congratulations to you, Brew. You are our underground Twitcher of the Year, I guess is what I'm calling it.
Twitchers.
Yeah, the Twitcher of the Year. Which is fitting because she plays a lot of Tom Clancy. So.
Yeah.
And also Among Us as well.
Sure, the old favorite.
Mm-hmm. So, if you guys are not following Hello Brutiful over on Twitch and or YouTube, which is Hello Brutiful for her reaction videos herself, and also Hello Brutiful Gaming on YouTube as well. She also does live streams there as well. Go give a subscribe and follow to her on both those platforms. And also go follow her on X as well. With that said, and she's also a friend of the channel too, so at this point. Let's see. We're getting close to the end here. I think we only got Interviewee, Comeback of the Year, and Artist of the Year left to do here. Oh, and Music Video of the Year as well. I'll save the Artist and Music Video for the end.
Yeah.
So let's do interviewee of the year. So our nominees for interviewee of the year are Cat Turd, Vladimir Putin. Yeah, he's nominated for something. It's probably the only place you're going to find Vladimir Putin nominated for an award of any kind.
An entertainment award, no less.
Yeah.
Of course.
Nerdrotic, Aaron Rodgers, Donald Trump, and Alex Jones. Now, obviously, Cat Turd is here because of his interview with Tucker Carlson. Bro.
Sure. Yeah.
Vladimir Putin is here because of his interview with Tucker Carlson.
Mm-hmm.
Nerdrotic for his interview with Will Kane, as well as what was that one European guy that he was on with?
Not sure.
I think he's usually on the BBC.
You talking about Piers Morgan?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
Because Gary was on there with Critical Drinker or somebody like that at the time too, I think.
Sure. Yeah.
And that's also someone I forgot to mention earlier, Critical Drinker.
Well, sure, but he would be like the reviewer of the year, if anything, I would think.
Well, that's going to be a new category next year then. The reviewer of the year.
Yeah, I mean, he's been killing it lately. He's been
Yes,
doing so well, he's actually been affecting the moving industry with his reviews.
Yeah, but also, back to the nominees, Aaron Rodgers. It's fucking Aaron Rodgers, folks.
Sure, there was a lot of hubbub surrounding Aaron this year.
Yeah, between his shenanigans with flirting with politics, with RFK Jr., when he does play good football, which was not this year.
Yeah.
Or the year before.
It's been a hot minute since Aaron was tearing it up on the field.
But mostly for his appearances on the Pat McAfee show.
Yeah, which has been I think, a mainstay for him in terms of interviews for a while now.
Yeah, and then Alex Jones, because it's fucking Alex Jones.
Sure, he finds a way to be all over the place all at once.
Yeah, he finds a way to be entertaining with just a simple phrase.
Oh yeah.
They're turning the frogs gay. Well, yeah.
Well, he's added to that annal of phrases lately with some good ones, but yeah. It's always fun when you see him
also
around.
Donald Trump.
Yeah.
Who
continues to be the man of the era.
Which is why the winner of Interviewee of the Year is Donald Trump. You see, here's the thing, folks.
And by the way, the comeback story of probably the century. Let's just point that out.
Don't ruin that category.
I'm just pointing it out.
Over the previous 4 years, we had a president that not only did we not want to hear from, we couldn't hear from.
Yeah. Hearing from him was difficult to discern what the hell he was talking about.
And when you didn't hear from him, we were asking, where the hell's the president? Here's a better question. Who the hell is the president?
Yeah.
At the time. Now, not only do we hear from the president, we understand what he's saying. It makes sense. And we don't ever have to ask, where's the president? Because if you have to ask, he's already right there.
Uh-huh.
That's Donald Trump.
Sure, the phrase night and day comes to mind.
Well, considering that he took a bullet in the ear while wearing God's armor in that Pennsylvania field, what more needs to be said there?
Well, there's actually many, many books that will be written about the events of our current. But it's just
To say that we're living in historical times would be an understatement, I think.
well, we don't want to engage in presentism. I mean, it's important, but it's important to us. Whether
Yes.
or not it maintains importance in the
Ca-
distant future is up to
Ca-
that. Up to
Case
them.
in point, do you think anyone who was alive during Washington's presidencies viewed the time they were living in that it would be written about and talked about for hundreds of years?
Well, I mean,
Probably
maybe some people had that mind, but many
but most no.
people were living in the moment as they always do.
The same is likely the case now. A majority of people are going to say, no, this is just business as usual. We just happen to have a really great president. And then there's idiots like me on the internet and also people like Sylvester Stallone comparing him to George Washington of our times.
There's hyperbole and there's two sides to everything.
Yeah.
You know, you got half of the country feels as though we're finally healing, and then the other half thinks it's the end of the fucking universe. So,
half is a strong word. It's
less than half.
far less than that.
Well, it's not less than half. Let's not be ridiculous. It's enough people to be an issue.
Let's be honest here. The only true real place that you're going to find a majority of people crying is on TikTok.
Well, see, you say that, but it's as far as social media goes, there was for a long time a bias difference between mainstream media and social media in regards to political leaning. And then there would be certain apps and certain websites where there would be clusters of people who all think similarly pretty much, and that there would be a vast majority of one way versus another on a given website or a given social media source.
Yeah.
Now, TikTok has evened out pretty starkly. TikTok has actually become 50-50 or even more than 50-50 in support of Trump. So TikTok isn't what it was before. Now, X is even more dramatic. X is like now majorly and solidly majorly Trump supporter. And then the dissidents have all run off to Blue Sky and Threads and all sorts of other things. But social media is sort of a very, it's almost like a studyable topic. You could almost study it like a scientific study at this point. It's all very psychological and very anthropological, but the point I would make about all of it is that for some individuals who I don't agree with, but should not be pretended to not exist, that's like the worst thing ever for those people. But for the rest of us, it's a very great thing and a very good thing and a very important thing that what has happened has happened. And that every day when the positive view people wake up, it is a bright sunny day where things of good importance are getting done. Because it has been that way as far as my perspective goes. It's been very refreshing and nice to see, and I hope that it does resonate the way the presidencies of Washington and Jefferson and Adams resonated. I hope it does resonate like that, but I don't know. I don't know if the deeds done here will resonate through the ages. I don't know if that's really true, because what that feels like is blowing smoke up our own asses, and that's never good to do that.
So on that note, the comeback of the year that you ruined earlier.
Comeback, yeah, I ruined it. Everyone knows. Everybody knows.
Yeah, it's Donald Trump, the 2024 campaign.
Yeah. Yeah, no, and
there are no other nominees.
Not close either. It's not like there's a runner-up that comes anywhere near it.
No, there's no one else written here.
Yeah.
There are no other nominees for this category. Trump is it. Trump is the beginning and end of this award here at this point.
Yeah, I mean, we could do, the best comeback of the year every year. We can do that, but this year it's
Yeah.
undisputed. I mean, really,
Yeah.
truly undisputed.
It did not matter what anyone in the entertainment industry, sports realm,
Movies, music, none of it.
music, movies,
All of
TV
Hollywood,
shows,
all of Hollywood,
anywhere, anything.
all of Hollywood put its full body weight into opposing him, and it didn't matter.
The moment that bullet went whizzing past and clipped Trump's ear was the moment that this award was going to Donald Trump right there.
Well, I would say it was solidified on not at the election, because that was that's what sealed his return.
That sealed it, but what started?
Yeah. What moved the needle? What moved the needle from maybe to probably was that moment there in July.
It wasn't probably. The bullet striking his ear for a lot of people is like maybe. Then the bullet, and they're like, oh fuck, it's Trump.
Oh.
At that point,
I think a lot of people obviously historically will point to that, yes. But looking at what I was looking at, I think that it was a series of hits, and that was probably the first time that the needle moved noticeably.
Yeah.
But between then and August, when Joe decided to just dip out after the debate, that was another needle move, and Kamala jumped in there and kept on making stupid mistakes, like really dumb choices, really gaffes, basically mistakes, and couldn't hold on to any sort of anything, and basically ended up getting wiped out in the end. And then all of her duplicitous support just evaporated after that. Like, they talk about her now considering running for California governor, but frankly, they can have her, because we dodged one of the largest bullets in American history by not choosing her.
Yeah.
And I think pretty much everybody can see that, everybody that isn't on the other end of things, we'll say, can see that.
Mentally ill. Okay, I guess you got no comment about that.
Well, no, obviously, some portion, yes.
Like the ones who intentionally film themselves screaming, I said, turn on the camera,
Sure.
They're perfectly fine. Then they start going, ah.
Yeah,
Like-
it doesn't
like
take
they're-
it doesn't
like they're-
take defining. It
like
doesn't
they're-
take the thorough defining to see who's insane and who isn't.
Yeah,
Everybody can see who the crazy persons are.
They turn on the camera, then start screaming like they're taking the world's largest shit and it's never coming out.
Yeah, or like they're giving birth to a ball of razor blades or something. It's not that bad, y'all. It's not that bad.
Yeah. So, on that note, our second to last category we got to cover, music video of the year, or song of the year, if you will, for 2024. Since we've been live, I did add one more nominee and actually decided we're actually going to have 3 winners for this category this year. So the nominees are as follows: Facts by Tom MacDonald and Ben Shapiro, God Mode by Tom MacDonald, John Rich's Revelation, Tom MacDonald, You Missed, which is centered around his reaction to the attempt on Trump's life that we all remember seeing, and one of his newest videos and songs, Daddy's Home, featured with Tom MacDonald and Roseanne Barr. Not to be confused with what I kept calling her in my reaction to the fucking video, Rosie O'Donnell.
That's a terrible mistake, actually.
Yeah, and I kept making it, and the comments ripped me apart, and rightly so. I deserved it. Because apparently, Rosie O'Donnell is living rent-free in my head, just like with Donald Trump, apparently.
Well, He's living rent free in her head more than anything, I would think.
And she's living rent free in my head apparently for some fucking reason, and I don't know why. I need to evict her quickly.
Oh, it's funny to me more than anything.
Roseanne Barr.
Yeah.
Hence why in the song, the line, they're trying to turn Becky into Dan was so damn funny.
Uh-huh.
And I knew it was funny, and I was still calling her the same damn name, even though I knew better the whole damn time. Yeah, to clarify for you guys in the comments that will see this, yes. Rosie O'Donnell is a fat, ugly, stupid woman who has been feuding with Donald Trump for most of my life at this point.
Well,
And
I would say at least since The Apprentice. That would probably be when that kicked off.
so for most of my life.
Yeah.
So for probably at least half of it.
Yeah.
And Roseanne Barr from the hit TV show Roseanne, obviously, and also from her podcast that she does on YouTube. Fuck, that's someone else that should have been nominated for YouTube. Roseanne.
Mm.
But she's nominated here with Tom. So the three winners of the music video of the year are John Rich, Revelation, Tom McDonald, You Missed, and Tom McDonald and Roseanne for Daddy's Home. Bro?
Sure.
Because any one of these three songs on their own is worthy of being the music video of the year. So I can't pick one between these three. Because between Daddy's Home, that's first of all, first music video that Tom McDonald has ever had a Donald Trump memorabilia in ever.
Yeah.
And I know what some people have been saying in the comments about, then you really haven't been watching Tom's videos, blah, blah, blah. Yes, I have. Here's the thing, though, guys. If Tom McDonald has been a Trump supporter for as long as I think he hasn't been saying it publicly a lot, much less had Trump stuff in his video ever.
No, like we said, I think the assassination attempt gave him a violent shove, like it did for some people.
Yeah, straight into him going, fuck it, I'm just going to have it in my videos, the hell with it.
No, it was like he went from maybe to, oh, yes, definitely.
Yeah.
Sort of supporting at that point.
Yeah. Publicly supporting. He probably
Kind
was
of like,
privately, too.
Which is exactly what happened with Elon Musk, because that was the same day that Elon decided to endorse Donald himself.
And also Mark Zuckerberg started going, well, Donald Trump's a tough guy.
Yeah, no,
Too.
Mark was remarking. I think Mark's kind of like a hanger-on, of course.
Yeah.
It's difficult to trust Mark in really much of anything, but he was going a little bit further than you would normally see somebody going. And you could say that about a lot of other people that were strange bedfellows suddenly. But yeah, Mark was one that came out and was like, oh yeah, I can definitely see why it seems like a real solid, undeniable tough guy moment, because most people wouldn't be able to bear that situation. They would have fallen apart. They would have, quit the campaign. They would have just said, I can't do this. They would have not reacted the way he did.
Yeah.
Which was more of a bring it on, motherfuckers sort of an attitude about it.
And with Tom here, here's You Missed. Here's the song that features the intro for me, Goodbye Joe, Roseanne, and Tom, Daddy's Home. And yes, I know Tom's got a new song out that came yesterday, and I will be doing a reaction to it tomorrow, guys, here on this channel. Man in the Sky. Obviously, you know who he's talking about.
Yeah, of course.
Bro?
Mm-hmm.
Which that is obviously going to be an emotional one. Like anything with mentioning God is,
Yeah.
So I look forward to seeing that, which I have not. I've been holding off. I was going to do a reaction yesterday, but I had no energy at that point, and I didn't want to do anything except lay down and play games after work yesterday. So tomorrow is when I will get to Tom's video, which right after this stream is over, then I will schedule that reaction for tomorrow at some point. So stay tuned for that, guys. But speaking of Tom, we have the final category to get to right now, and that's the Artist of the Year. The nominees are Tom MacDonald, obviously, as you see on the screen.
Yep.
Thomas Mack, John Rich, and Mises. And obviously, you know this is the underground. You know what's about to happen. The Artist of the Year is once again Tom MacDonald. Bro?
Yep.
Is anyone going to dethrone him on the channel?
Well, I think
Ever.
that depends on whether or not you actually watch other people.
Well, I watched Thomas Mack. Mises has come on my radar this year because of Tom MacDonald,
Yeah.
because of a song he did with him.
Well,
and
I meant people
Adam
not
Kelly.
related to Tom MacDonald. That's what I meant.
Well, is Tom going to stop making music? The answer is no
No,
at that point.
but it is good to get, a range of tastes instead of just one,
Well, before Tom MacDonald, there was John Rich, there was country music, there was DC Talk, there was Toby Mac.
Yeah, well,
Speaking of which, Toby Mac's dropping a new album at the start of March, so there's that.
well, sure, but that the height of his and his, shall we say, former bands,
DC Talk.
height of their fame was many years ago at this point. so-
True, but Toby Mac's still doing his music. Michael Tate's still doing the thing with the Newsboys, evidently.
Yeah.
There's still stuff there.
Well, of course there is, because they're still alive and they're always going to make music so long as they're alive.
Yeah, they're going to keep using their talent for the Almighty God, as Toby Mac said in one DC Talk song. Or several, actually, now that I think about it. But anyway. So yeah, Tom MacDonald, Artist of the Year for 2023, like he has been for the last 3 years. Here. We'll see what happens in 2025. And if you guys are going to bet Tom MacDonald's going to be the Artist of the Year for 2025, for me, I'm not going to take that bet because you're probably going to be right in the end. Bro.
Yeah.
But as it is. The hell's that? There we go. So, as I said, no movie award this year because I didn't watch anything that came out this year. Or in 2024.
Yeah. Well,
Between wasting 2.5 hours of my life waiting for Mom to get done at work, therefore I wasn't even able to play a lot of games like I'd like to. Hence, I still have, let's see, off the top of my paper here, Black Myth, Stalker 2,
yeah.
Astrobot, and now apparently, because I realized it came out in 2024, Squirrel with a Gun. And the reason I bought that is because when I saw it on Amazon, I'm like, this reminds me of Peanut the Squirrel.
Yeah.
Yes, please. So when I finally get around to Squirrel with a Gun, I will be playing that on Drew Dat Games live at the time on YouTube. And I will title that stream and dedicate it to Peanut the Squirrel for obvious reasons.
Yeah, and we should also add, for next year, maybe, I guess, maybe a category called Curiosities of the Year. And that would be things that we wouldn't necessarily would say was the best or anything, but would definitely say that we played it or whatever.
Or watched it or whatever the case is.
Yeah, whatever the case may be.
Yeah, so the next time we're going to do this on this channel will obviously be Breaking Rocks. But the next time we probably wind up doing a stream together, will probably obviously be the Drew Dat Game Awards over on the other channel, Drew Dat Games. At this point, because once I get through those other games, or play enough of them to actually be able to talk about them, then at that point, I'll be able to factor them into the Drew Dat Game Awards nominee business or not. And then once that's the case, then I can tell this guy over here, hey, I'm ready to do the games side of things. We're going to do it like on some given Saturday coming up at that point. And then that's when I would schedule it, and he automatically just knows we're going to do it at 1 o'clock our time or thereabouts, because we always like go live like 20 to 30 minutes early. So, and we usually do that because we wrap up whatever we're talking about beforehand, and we're like, well, we're here, let's just go live.
Yep.
Because it's not like we have to wait for special guests, because usually when I reach out to someone, the person's busy or not interested.
Yeah, hasn't worked too well on the special guest category.
Too well. It's pretty much never worked. The only time it worked, I wound up regretting that it wound up working.
Yeah.
And you know who I'm talking about.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
He who shall not be named.
Yeah.
Because here in Arizona, if you make death threats against someone, that's against the law. So.
Usually.
Well, it's supposed to be. But then again, when has the law mattered with the governor we have anymore, huh?
Yeah, it's a bit of a joke these days.
Yeah, well, voting laws don't matter in Arizona with her either, so.
Mm-hmm.
But on that note, thank you guys for checking out the Underground Entertainment Awards 2024. We finally got to it. Sheesh.
Yeah, took a little while.
Well, I was trying to get through the other stuff, but when I started looking back at the other thing, I'm like, we can do the entertainment one whenever the hell we want at this point. Because it's not like I'm sitting waiting for something to come out for 2024. It's 2025 now.
Uh-huh.
There's no reason to sit and wait on the entertainment shit. So, my promise to you before I end this, the Entertainment Awards for 2025 will take place in January of 2026. That's my promise to you guys right now.
As long as we can help it, of course, yes.
Yeah, because as long as I have my notes set and ready, which I did the entire time for this, I just kept sitting on it because I was trying to get the the game side of it ready, because I was initially wanting to do all of it together. That didn't wind up happening at this point. Now, I think it's better for the sake of doing the entertainment side of things that we just keep them separate at this point, huh, bro?
That's fine.
So that way, if I get behind on the games, we can just go ahead and pull the trigger on the entertainment ones, like as soon as like January 2nd or something, you know?
Uh-huh.
But as it is. Once again, thank you guys for watching. We love you. Be safe, be well, God bless, and hopefully I clicked the right thing over here. You know, I didn't really use any of these things in the stream.
Yeah, I'm still in the process of making more. It's a little bit of a...
But I can give you a tease.
It's a process.
But I can give you a tease to one thing that is absolutely nominated for Game of the Year before we finish. Huh, bro?
Sure.
Taki? Eve, are you alright? This place is dangerous. Take my hand.
Any thoughts?
I know you like using that clip. That's for sure.
Well, Stellar Blade is absolutely nominated for Game of the Year, though.
Yeah, yeah.
There's no question about it. As well as Pal World and Helldivers 2 so far.
Yeah.
But I still got other games to get through, and I fully expect, based on what you told me off camera, that Black Myth will likely be one of those nominees as well.
Sure, it's well liked for a lot of good reasons. So yeah.
Once the ratings get done for it,
Yep.
At that point. But until then, we will see you guys over on Drewdat Games at some point, hopefully before March. But I'm not going to hold my breath on that at this point. Probably expect us like at the beginning of March over on Drewdat Games for the Drewdat Game Awards for the games side of things. And tomorrow, for me, right here on this channel, for my reaction to Tom's newest video, The Man in the Sky. I'll see you guys then. Be safe, be well, God bless. And let's watch for The Man in the Sky, guys.
Yep.
Bye, everybody.
Yep.
I will never say I'm sorry, I ain't taking nothing back. I don't care. I will never say I'm sorry, I ain't taking nothing back. I don't care if I offend you.